The US NGAD contrasts with the F-35 fifth-generation fighter development, essentially a collaboration between several countries. The UK led the way as the program's solo Level 1 partner, and the country that had contributed the most financially besides the US to the Joint Strike Fighter's development. Metrolis suggested that there could be some collaboration in the upcoming years, even though the two countries appear to have separated for their sixth-generation programs. He further stated that the UK's opinions on the development and use of the sixth generation were welcome. However, he wasn't sure what that would entail. It's going to be the latest technology on both sides, so if they have a particular insight or capability they can share, or we have something we can share with them, that's good for the alliance, Metrolis said. It's best practices. There will be some avenue for crosstalk in the future in terms of development. The primary role of the NGAD aircraft would be air dominance, as the name suggests, but it can also strike ground targets. Much more than a new fighter, the NGAD is a broad initiative aimed at creating a system of systems that will include unmanned drones, manned jets, and a new generation of networking technologies. Tempest, a sixth-generation stealth combat aviation platform, is planned to replace the fleet of Eurofighter Typhoon starting in 2035 gradually. As for the NGAD, it will replace the F-22 Raptors, which will begin retiring by the end of this decade. The Raptors are being used to test the latest technology for the NGAD crewed aircraft. The U.S. Air Force is considering two distinct configurations of a single design. The first of these would be designed with the European theater in mind. In contrast, the second would have added fuel and other modifications made specifically for the long-range, long-endurance missions for the Indo-Pacific. Contrarily, it is likelier that the Tempest fighter will be scaled for European operations and could have more range than the Typhoon. It is evident in more ways than one that the US and the UK are approaching their sixth-generation manned tactical air combat platforms differently. The development also depends on their respective security architecture. However, despite the critical differences in their programs, there could still be scope for collaboration. Scope of collaboration. NGAD and Tempest are both being pursued using a system of systems strategy, in addition to the general necessity to produce new generation manned aircraft. Both include complementary technology, such as a new generation of air-launched weapons, networking, sensors, and drones, including the loyal wingman type. According to Colonel Metrolis, it will be the most recent technology on both sides. As a result, it would be excellent for the alliance whether they, the British, have a certain understanding or capability they can contribute, or if we have something we can share with them, he said. There are separate NGAD initiatives for the U.S. Navy and U.S. Air Force. The aircraft is depicted as a triangular-shaped warplane without a vertical tail in the artist's rendering. The fighter plane for the NGAD program will have increased speed, maneuverability, stealth technology, and AI-assisted data processing. It's worth pointing out how NGAD and BAE Systems' Team Tempest are two separate efforts, but they have bleeding-edge design and engineering processes in common that will revolutionize global aerospace and maybe the rest of global manufacturing. One point of cooperation I can imagine the NGAD program and Tempest will benefit is a common engine type. The NGAD seeks to launch a sixth-generation fighter and its accompanying UAVs in less than a decade, so that the F-22 is retired sooner rather than later. Having a Rolls-Royce engine for at Rolls-Royce is part of Team Tempest, after all saves a lot of time and smoothens the interdependence with a key ally, said Miguel Miranda, a Philippines-based military and defense analyst. The NGAD is additionally being developed to perform unmanned missions and participate in manned autonomous teaming, in which human pilots collaborate with drones and unmanned platforms like loyal wingman planes.